Well, hey guys, it's TJ, and I've got your lesson today on faithfulness. And we're continuing our series for the fruit of the Spirit. And so we're going to look at what faithfulness looks like. The fruit associated with this is the banana. Now, the banana is the most eaten tropical fruit in all the world. It produces like the 8 amino acids that our bodies can't produce on its own. It's faithful to its taste. You could say all these different things, right? It's because it's just so consistent. You could say it this way: they're faithful, or how I kind of put it is that you can trust it. If there's a banana lying around, you know that you're gonna get a banana, and it's exactly what it's gonna taste like, and it's gonna help you out. To me, that's just a reminder of the faithfulness of God. Like you see this all throughout Scripture. You see the phrases that's given, but people in response to who God is, of just great is your faithfulness. So you see, we even sing a song, right, a hymn, "Great is thy faithfulness," or you see this phrase, "God is faithful," and then they go on to kind of say why he's this way, right? We can trust Him regardless of kind of what's going on around us, and so as believers, we're to be faithful as well. And we're supposed to be faithful to Him first, but like trustworthiness and consistency, all of those things follow after that, because that's the fruit that's being produced in our life. And so how to kind of help us to kind of figure this out, and what Scripture, what Scripture passage helps you kind of just sum up all of this? It's really not in a particular passage, but it's through the life of one man, and that one man is Abraham. Now, again, I'm not going to ask you to go read all the entire story of Abraham back in Genesis, but I do want you to understand just what it looked like for him, where he was far off. He probably wasn't like this, you could call him a non-believer. He wasn't some sort of like God-fearing man at that moment, but God calls him, and he uproots his entire family, and he moves like 300 miles away from where he actually was living and was rich, and now he's following God's plan for the rest of his life. And yeah, sure, it looked weird, and he did some things that you kind of scratch your head and be like, I'm not sure that's what that looks like, Abraham. But the whole time you could see that he was going to press forward. He was going to trust God, that He was in control, and he never took his eyes off of God's plan. Again, there are qualities that God has that actually come into our life by the power of the Spirit, so that others can also see, right? This isn't some like emotional feeling we have, but these are actually character traits. And faithfulness, again, is one of those traits where you could actually maybe use another word like trustworthy or loyal. So because God is faithful, because He can be relied upon, His people are to be faithful too. So it's not just about being faithful to a job, or being faithful to a team, or faithful to a task or assignment. Like, all of those are really good things, but the one thing God calls us to be is faithful to Him first and foremost. So we're called to be faithful to Him. So it's like, okay, so what does that look like? It's kind of hard to kind of really put some handles on that, to really kind of grasp and figure that out. But I think what it looks like is this gives us an opportunity to take kind of inventory in our own life, to say, okay, God, am I consistent in how I live my life for You? For instance, like, are you the same person at school as you are maybe at Crew or another Bible study or something like that? Are you the same person at home as you are at school? Do you allow the gospel to impact every single aspect of your life? If not, look, that's what I'm saying. We're kind of taking inventory. It gives you the opportunity to figure out just exactly where God needs to come into your life and impact those simple areas. Another way to ask it is this: does your faithfulness show up everywhere? Does your faithfulness show up everywhere? So I want to encourage you with that this week. Just take some time, maybe journal down some areas where you maybe go like, you know what? I don't think I've ever allowed God to come into this area, or I've never allowed God to work in my life here. That's a great opportunity to do that. And again, when you see the banana, just be reminded of God's faithfulness towards you. See you guys.